Hey, welcome to Lesson 7, which is about adding volume. Here we have a frontal view, and as you can notice, I've colored the robot with a base color and applied a gentle gradient. I'm going to add the lighting effects using a gray tone. Why? Because when working with gradients, again the next time, we won't be doing it in a traditional way, but a bit special. So we are going to use gradient maps. So, as I was saying, this is the robot with gray as a base color and the gradient. And now I'm going to insert the lighting using a lighter gray tone and the shadows with a darker tone. Why? Because this way will belittle the base color and emphasize the volume, which will help us give our robot a realistic aspect. By focusing only on color, we cannot achieve it, since it might not be the proper color, or we might not have the same depth, and so on. So, as you can see, we are working again with symmetry. I activated this tool to ease and speed up the work. Plus, it's a great tool to create the light areas, since it imitates them on the other side. This way, if there's a particular area you want to do it by yourselves, just deactivate symmetry and that's all. Right now, I'm working with a brush with a lower opacity and we get a bluer effect in some areas. Okay, regarding the light source goes from top to bottom, and for this reason, the brightest areas will be at the top of the robot. And little by little, as we go down, there will be more shadows and darker areas, and this will create a volume to our robot. Okay, as you can see, we also need to bear in mind that some areas are made of metal, so we need to pay special attention to them and choose a different brush with blurred edges to achieve this metallic effect. Okay, keep activating and deactivating the superior layer to see the progress of our robot. And here we have our robot. Let me remind you that it isn't the final result. Apart from the volume created by lighting and shadows effects, the gradient part is still missing. So try out different possibilities. You can also use any light you find at home or a simulator from the internet in case you want to use another light source that doesn't go from top to bottom. You might prefer the light coming from the side or from the back. Don't know, that's up to you. Remember that you're pursuing something striking. That's why you need to make a special effort in this part. Well, also pay attention to the volume of the bigger parts versus the smallest ones, and determine the lighting effect you prefer when developing your robot. Okay, guys, if you let me give you an advice, it will be a good idea look for references as images. For instance, when coloring the metallic areas, since it might be brighter or matter depending on how you want to represent it. It will depend on the mecha you've decided to draw, if it has a brightest paint or a matter one. So, it's in this step when you must add these little details, since we are just now adding lights and shadows. Okay, guys, I know it's a quite tiresome process, but when you do something that pleases you, the result is always good, trust me. And well, this part on volume is over. The next lesson will be about gradients and also the last part of the course. Yes! So, apart from working with gradients, I'll also display the different models and results. It's not about working with a color palette. Although if you already have one, you can use it as long as it has a maximum of 5 colors. But in this case, we are going to select the colors randomly and see how they look in the final project. So guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video and see you in the next one. And again, if you have any doubt, ask me on the forum and I'll try to solve it. See you now!
And the walls keep falling down. You